Okay, 7th grade, so we finally made it to the order of operations. A lot of these things you already know. We just have to put them in a package together. So, here we go. The first thing you gotta do is memorize. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We're going to do the poster project eventually, kind of like they did last year. So you're going to be able to create your own saying and draw a picture and really make sure that you memorize it your own way. But for now, memorize, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Everybody has heard it at some point. So what do these things stand for? Please stands for parentheses. So it's what you do inside the parentheses. Now, the parentheses actually have to have an operation in them. So if you have parentheses just around the negative number, they're just there to be around the negative number. But if there is addition, subtraction, multiplication, exponents, anything that's inside those parentheses, that has to get done first. Next thing is excuse. Excuse stands for exponents. So it's like if you had like 5 to the second power, that's exponents. My and dear actually go together. My is multiplication, dear is division, and you have to do these two from left to right as they appear in the problem. That doesn't mean that you always do multiplication first and division after that. Multiplication and division has to go from left to right. So if division is first in the problem, you do division and then multiplication. And then Aunt Sally are the same thing. Aunt is addition and Sally is subtraction, and you do those from left to right also. Okay, so you can this doesn't mean that you always add and then subtract. You do whatever comes first. So if subtraction is first, if you go from left to right, you do subtraction first. If addition, then addition. Okay, so let's take a look at how this works. So the first thing I need to do is remember please. Please is parentheses. So I'm going to do whatever is inside the parentheses first. Now, here inside the parentheses, I have two different things. I have addition and I have multiplication. Well, what am I going to do first? Well, it's my aunt. So, my dear, so multiplication comes first. So, I have to do this part right here first. So, 2 times 2 will give me what? It will give me 4. And then I can go ahead and rewrite the rest of the problem. Please rewrite it. You're going to spend 30 seconds rewriting, and you're going to save yourself a whole lot of headache. So you see how I rewrote everything else exactly the same, except 2 times 2 is 4. Next, I'm going to finish off my parentheses. I'm going to do this part. So because parentheses get done first. 8 plus 4 gives me 12. Okay, at this point, I don't need the parentheses anymore because they were there just to show me that 8 plus 4 had to get done first. So again, I'm going to rewrite this. Again, we wrote it exactly the same way, only 8 plus 4 is now 12. Now, I'm done with my parentheses. Next, please excuse is exponents. So I'm going to have to do this next and this. So 6 to the second power is the same as 6 times 6, which will give us 36. 2 to the second power is 2 times 2, which gives us 4. And I'm going to rewrite the rest of this. Okay. Next, I have subtraction here and I have division here. So what is first? Dear or Sally? Well, dear is first. So division will have to be done next. So 12 divided by 4 gives me 3, and I'm going to rewrite the rest. And then 36 minus 3, that's the only thing that's left to do. So that's the only thing we will do is 33. That's my answer. Okay, you can use colored pens just like I did if that makes it easier for you. That's what the whole color coding thing was for. Okay, let's keep this organized, and I can also want to show you how to deal when you have multiple sets of parentheses. So here you have these square parentheses called brackets, and you have real regular round parentheses. Don't freak out about them. That just means that you have to do what's in the brackets first. And within the brackets, you have some parentheses, which means you have to do those parentheses inside those brackets first. So treat this thing as its own problem and then treat this as its own problem. So I'm going to do this part first. So I'm going to rewrite it exactly the same way. I'm just going to get rid of these parentheses this time. So there's my square bracket. And then 32 plus 43, do it on the side if you have to. That will give me 5, and this will give me 7. So there is 75. Now, I got rid of these parentheses. I'm going to rewrite the rest of it exactly the same way it appears. Okay, so next I have these parentheses here, but you see how inside these parentheses nothing is going on. It's just parentheses around the negative number. So I'm just going to do what's inside these parentheses, which is 75 divided by negative 15. Now, positive divided by negative will give me negative. And then 75 divided by 15. So how many times is 15 going to go into 75? It's going to go, well, we know 15 will go into 64 times, so it will go into 75 5 times, and check it. Okay, so here I have negative 5 for this set of parentheses, and I should probably do this in a different color. So I'm doing this right now, so this is what I'm getting. Okay, so negative 5 and then times 2 to the third power. I just copied the same exact way. So I'm done with my parentheses. Now I'm going to deal with my exponents. It's going to look like Christmas here. So 2 to the third power is the same as 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. I'm going to rewrite the rest of the problem. And then negative times a positive will give me a negative answer. 5 times 8 will give me 40. So negative 40 is my answer to this problem, step by step. Okay, try this one on your own, and then we're going to come back and see if you got it right. Okay, so you do have some parentheses here, but these parentheses, are they the parentheses that have an operation inside of them? Or do they just go around certain numbers? Well, this set of parentheses just goes around the negative 2. This set of parentheses just goes around negative 10. So I do not have to do the things inside of them first. But I do want to clean some things up. Like right here, this plus and a minus together, what is that going to make? Well, that's going to make a minus because a positive and negative make a negative. And I'm going to rewrite the rest of the problem to keep myself organized. Now, parentheses, then what's next? So since I don't have any real parentheses in this problem, the first thing I'm going to do is exponents. This 3 right here is outside of the parentheses for negative 2, which means this is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. 3 negatives multiplied by each other, odd number of negatives give me negative answers. 2 times 2 times 2 will give me 8. So that's a negative 8. And I'm going to keep the parentheses around it because these parentheses also mean to multiply, because if there is nothing between a number and set of parentheses, that means multiplication. So I'm going to write that down like this, and then minus 10 here. Next, please excuse my. Where's here multiplication? Well, like we said, if there is nothing between a number and a set of parentheses, it's automatically multiplication. Positive number times a negative number is going to give me, let's take a blue pen. So I'm going to do this multiplication here first, and it's going to give me a negative answer, and then I can go to the side, do my 12 plus 8. So 16, 8, 9, so 96, minus 10. And now here, all I have left is the subtraction. I do have to keep in mind, though, these are same signs. Same signs, you add the numbers and keep the sign. So I'm going to add 96 and 10, which will give me 106, and I'm going to keep the sign, which is going to make it negative. That's it, and we'll do some more of this tomorrow.